Is the OneTigris Camping Honcho Poncho worth your credit card digits?
Stick around and find out.
Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out the OneTigris Honcho Poncho.
Yeah, thanks to OneTigris for sending it over for review. They have a couple talking points they want us to cover, but overall for the review, it is our opinion. We're going to get into some pros of the product, some cons of the product, and then some final thoughts, and just to see if you are interested in purchasing one of these.
Okay, so this Honcho Poncho from OneTigris comes in at $56.99 US on their website.
But yeah, so just keep that pricing in mind when you're reviewing the product yourself and thinking about purchasing one. I will say OneTigris did say there might be some deep discounts coming, so just keep an eye out for that.
Honcho Poncho here is filled with 3M thin insulate insulation, and it's advertised as delivering 1.5 times the warmth of down and double the loft of other materials. It's thin, lightweight, and machine washable. It provides unbeatable insulation even in damp conditions, capturing body heat with ease. The 20 denier nylon fabric adds a soft, luxurious feel while offering waterproof, windproof, and breathable protection for all weather comfort.
All right, so we're just going to get into the product specs that are listed on their website, and then we'll get into some of our own thoughts on the product.
The Honcho Poncho is advertised as 4.61 by 6.97 by 5.79 inches, and I think that's compressed here in this state.
Yep.
And then it weighs in at 0.7 kilograms or 1.54 pounds. It's filled with 3M thin insulation, a 20 denier nylon shell, and 300T polyester spring fabric lining.
So the poncho is advertised to have waterproof and windproof material, and it has snaps to hold the shape of the poncho, which can easily expand into the size of a blanket. The hood and waist have elastic straps that cinch closed to keep a tight fit, and it folds down to a little over 2 liters, so that's in this state here. You can really compress it down. And it comes with a compression sack, as you see here, with 3 clips, and it has a large kangaroo pocket to hold everything in place.
So now we've gone through the information they sent us and what's available on the website, we're going to get into some of our own opinions on the product.
Okay, so we're going to go through some things that we liked about the product when we were using it, and then we're going to go through some things that we think could use some improvement. So some things we found that we liked were they were good to use in summer and around the campfire, when you're car camping, just sort of casual environments. The mummy sort of faceplate is good for cinching and keeping some of that warmth in. Because of that, it can be used to kind of supplement a sleeping bag, so as a liner or a quilt, just because you can cinch that face around and keep a lot of that warmth in and keep that sort of mummying heat in. It's comfy for kids and is good to be used as sort of a large blanket when you're sitting around the fire.
It's also a bit water resistant and does well in terms of its insulating capabilities when wet because it's synthetic thin slate insulation. It's pretty thin, so it's not bulky, likely to get in your way. When it's in the compression sack, it can be used as a bit of a camp pillow alternative because it's still pretty soft, but it's not super cinched in.
All right, now we're going to go into some of the things that we didn't really like about the product and may affect sort of the usage for some people.
All right, so one complaint we had with it was that we found it's a little bit, it fits on the baggier side, and because of that oversized nature and the snap closure, it makes it pretty easy for the wind and the air to squeeze right through the gaps of that blanket and kind of reduce the insulating capabilities.
And so because of the fit and kind of the way it's designed, as well as the really thin nature of this product, it really shouldn't be used in any sort of high stakes situation. It's really designed for sort of summer weather, right around the fire. You know, you keep it in the back of your car and give it to your kids if they're cold. It's really not designed for any sort of extreme conditions, and it's not really designed to be relied on in any sort of extreme conditions in any sort.
Especially as your primary insulation.
Yeah, especially as your primary insulation. So just keep that in mind when you think about purchasing the product. It really is for, you know, car camping, casual campers, and that sort of situation there. Okay, so now we're gonna do some comparisons to just another poncho we picked up. So as you can see, it's a little bit smaller. The OneTigris is smaller, so it's good to really pack down. You can fit it in the back of your car easier than something like this.
Or a backpack too.
Or in a backpack, yeah. If you're going backpacking or something like that, you can fit it. It fits a lot smaller, and this compresses a lot more. This one's already sort of all the way compressed, so it's something to keep in mind in terms of the volume that it takes up. Yeah, and the OneTigris poncho is also a lot lighter.
For the side of the other poncho though, it is bigger and heavier, but that comes with a kind of trade-off. It is, I would say, has a bit more insulation to it. I would say is less viable overall just because of the fact that it's more sleeping bag size, if anything, as compared to this. Whereas this could be used around and everything. This takes pretty much the place of your sleeping bag, where it doesn't do the job as well as a sleeping bag as a designated sleeping bag would.
All right, so now we're going to go on to some of our final thoughts of the product, and for you guys to determine if this is a good product for you.
Yeah, so some more for our final thoughts. We think it's good for car camping or sitting around the campfire or general tasks. I also think it's pretty valuable. You can leave this in the car during winter months as like an extra insulation layer, so your car breaks down or something. You could easily use this to just keep it a little bit of warmth, waiting for a tow truck or fixing something if you need to. You can probably change a tire in it.
So it's good to kind of pick one up on the market if you're looking for a light, comfortable blanket, poncho, sort of versatile little piece of insulation that you can really pack down and keep in sort of tight spaces. And it's good if you sleep a little cold and you want another layer in your sleeping bag. So that would be like sort of the main market for this kind of product. Definitely no extreme conditions. It's good for, kids, casual campers. And so, yeah, keep that in mind. And thanks again to OneTigris for sending this over for review.
Cut to B-roll.
Yes.